in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, and welcome to Exploring Hobbies. I'm Jamie Fouché, and we have gotten out of the studio today. We're actually at the Oakland-Troy Airport, and I'm here with Scott Massey, who is going to share his hobby, which is flying. It is so great to meet you.
Nice.
Thanks so much for setting some time aside for us. To get started, why don't you just tell us a little bit about how you got started in flying?
Oh boy, I guess I've always been interested in flying. I'm a kid of the 60s that watched John Glenn go up and always was fascinated in any kind of things that flew. I destroyed plenty of paper airplanes and models in my day. Later in life, when I had a couple of dollars, I started in remote controlled airplanes. And one day I asked my wife if she thought it'd be a good retirement project for me to learn how to fly. She said, well, why don't you let me know how much it costs and we'll figure that out. So as a good husband, I did that and came back, and she said, well, I think we have the money now, why don't you go get started? I left skid marks.
Made a blazing trail out. And so getting started starts how? Learn lessons, I'm assuming?
It does.
What's that process like?
It's a fairly regimented setup. It's a combination of both self-study and what we call dual instruction. Learning how to fly is really pretty easy. It makes sense. You turn the wheel to the right, you turn right, you turn the wheel to the left, you go left, you pull back to go up, push down to go, pull back to go up, push forward to go down. That all makes sense to you. Doing it well takes practice. And that's what you do. You first learn how, with an instructor, how to basically fly. Your instructor gives you the basics of flight, gives you tips and techniques to get you in the air. And after you've satisfied your instructor that you know what you're doing, you do what's called solo, fly by yourself for the first time. And then it's your job to really learn how to fly under very good weather conditions and with implicit instructions from your instructor. You set off on a list of tasks that takes you anywhere between a few weeks to a couple of months to get accomplished. You come back, you do some more dual instruction with your flight instructor. You might do a stage check with another instructor. You're all working toward the goal so that you can pass your written FAA exam and then pass your flight check with an FAA inspector. And once you get done with that, you are a pilot that can take people, fly at night, all sorts of fun stuff.
That's really exciting. So you've got your club hat on, and I understand this plane is actually one of the planes that's owned by the club. Can you just share with us a little bit about that club and how you got involved?
Sure. Once I got my license, I needed an avenue for airplanes. Airplanes are expensive. There's no doubt about it. A way to curb the cost of aircrafts is to join a club, where in our case, the Warren Flying Club is a mix of 40 members who own 3 airplanes. We spread the cost of operation amongst all of us, and it becomes very, very reasonable. That's the main reason I joined the club, but what I found is that there's a lot of camaraderie, a lot of hangar lying, you know, the good times with a bunch of pilots.
That's great. And it sounds like it's a way then to make being able to have a plane that you have regular access to a lot more affordable.
A lot more affordable,
Right.
yeah.
So we have a gorgeous fall day today, and I think you're going to take this baby up, which is really exciting. Why don't you walk us through the process that you need to take in order to get ready to make a flight?
Okay. All right, we can do that. Well, first,
That's a communications bag?
This has got all sorts of crap in it.
It's your crap bag.
It's my bag of crap. It's got aviation maps. It's got hardware that I'll use inside the airplane. Normally I would put this in the back seat, but we're probably going to be full, so I'm going to throw it in the back, and I'm just getting it ready to go. So my method of doing a pre-flight is to get the plane ready for me to get in it. And in order to do that, you have to put some of the stuff in there beforehand. You don't need a door coming open in flight, even though it probably wouldn't. So it's made out of aluminum. This is a pitot-static tube. This thing uses ram air. As air comes in, it's measured by instrumentation on board. Tells you how fast you're going. So I'm looking to make sure that it's clear. There's a little hole in the back, making sure that it's not obstructed by a bug. I'm looking generally at the leading edge of the wing. As I go around, I'm looking for anything that might be loose, missing hardware. When I get to the control surfaces, I'll physically move them. I'll make sure that the linkage is attached. There's some counterweights that I look for to make sure that they're still there. I'll come back to the flaps. When I get back over, I'll extend those. So you never know, something's always popping up.
Dora just didn't want to cooperate.
Yeah, I didn't look at it close enough. So, checking the fuselage, looking for any, obviously imperfections. Again, particularly interested in the leading edge. Making sure all the control surfaces move free and correct.
Do that one more time for me, please.
The rudder I don't push around a lot because it's going to push against me and it's aluminum. I don't want to bend it. But again, I'm looking for obviously missing stuff. You can tell by inspection when you walk up to the airplane, it is an airplane. And that it appears that it has all the pieces. But I'm looking for something that's unexpected. Is everything secure? I'm looking to make sure that the lights are there, nothing's missing. And the pre-flight starts and stops at the front of the airplane. I'm looking at the tread to make sure that they're good. I'm going to run my finger across the propeller. I'm feeling for gouges because you could have a stress crack and a piece of the propeller could fly off. So you want to anticipate that. As you can see, I'm taking the covers off as I'm going around the airplane. And they'll go with me. These are the flaps. These actually extend the wing surface and improve the slow flight capability of the plane. You use it for landing or in other certain conditions. these I want them to work. So if they work on the ground, I have relative assurance they'll work in the air. This is a battery chart. We keep the batteries topped off all the time. And we also keep an engine heater operational all the time. During the winter months, it's imperative. These things will not start. These are air-cooled engines.
Okay. So I'm assuming that engine heater works very much the same as you would use one if you were in very cold climates for a vehicle and needed something to keep it at an appropriate temperature so that you'd get it to start.
Yep, exactly. And you always check the oil. Make sure you have the right amount. And that's the exterior pre-flight.
Great.
Cylinder. What's a cylinder? I think like it's like a. It looks like a cylinder.
Sorry about this.
They both got to a point where we were like, no, it's continuous school. So if you come to college and you did do classes, get a license, you're going to have to do this. And we didn't. They were driving from Sterling Heights to Dearborn to go to you around your bar. We needed a pretty cool bus that does that. So, yeah. They made it last minute too. No, it's not. I think the day I turned 16, I went to the Secretary of State.
Clear prop.
Steer with your The idea is to kind of walk down to the end of the runway, announce what you're going to do, and then do it.
There's someone at like a control tower who monitors who's coming and going.
Not at this airport. This is a uncontrolled airport. It's up to the pilot to be seen and avoid other traffic. Okay to turn. Are you all nervous right now?
Yeah, terrifying.
I have to control it. Eventually you get the plane adjusted that you can fly with no hands. And that's for the plane, that's for the passengers, that's for everybody.
Is there an age limit in how young you can be to fly?
There's an age limit where you can fly yourself, but there really is no age limit for flying. For traffic 6622 Golf, right now 122 for low approach, signaling pattern, so that's good traffic. You might remember years ago there was, I think it was a 10-year-old that was flying across the United States, which would have broken a record of some kind. Alright, so we're over the Macomb County area right now. All sorts of stuff out here. We'll kind of turn back. We'll have the sun right in our face. We can lower this to help keep it out. But what I'm putting into this GPS is the airport. And now this will draw a line to the airport, and you can just follow the line. See that tall building pretty good? That's the top of Troy Tower. We're about 7 miles away from the airport. And the normal announcements that you make to get position reports to other pilots is approximately 5 miles away from your intended destination. It's further out for others, but for this area it's about 5 miles. Good traffic, 662 Golf. So the airport runway is this way, and we want to land going that way, to the west. But the traffic pattern around the airport is counterclockwise. So if you really don't want to go and turn on the departure into the runway, so what we'll do is we'll close over the middle of the runway, nobody is there, and then we'll circle around and get into the pattern. You want to fly again?
We're in capable hands with you. That's good. I'm enjoying the view. It really is very beautiful to be up here and be able to.
It's pretty cool. Pretty easy. above and see down, but you can't see forward, that would not be visual flight rules. Also short traffic, this is Skyhawk 9359 Hotel, about 4 miles north of the field, inbound landing 27. Alright, so this hop up to the right, there's a bunch of woods. Beyond that is the parking lot, that's the Walmart parking lot. On the other side of that is the airport. So we'll go over the middle of the airport, and that clump of buildings on the other side is Beaumont. We'll circle around there and we'll come toward what we call a 45-degree approach to the airport. Short traffic, 59 Hotel is 2 miles north of the field. We're going to cross the field at 2,000 feet. We'll angle around toward 45 minutes to 7, hopefully short. Control traffic, 27705, 1 mile west, climbing out of 1,800, no control. So he's over there. Did you see the field now?
was great. Yeah.
Awesome.
Scott, that was really incredible. Thank you so much for not only sharing about your hobby of flying, but taking us for a ride. It was really wonderful to be able to participate with you and to get out of the studio to do that. We really appreciate your time today. If someone wants to know a little bit more about flying, where can they go to find out more?
There are a bunch of websites that you can go to. You can go to ours, which is the WarrenFlyingClub.org website.
Okay.
You'll probably get a hold of me, and we can talk from there. You can go to any local airport, and there's going to be a flight school there somewhere. Or you can go to the AOPA, which stands for the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, and you can get a list of wherever you want to go. They'll be able to hook you up.
Great, excellent. Thank you so much. We had a really great time out here at the Oakland Troy Airport with you today. That's it for our show today, everybody. Please look for future episodes of Exploring Hobbies.